Hello, so today I'm going to be talking about the extra credit problem. It's finding the two specific points, which would be right here and right here. So to get the first two equations, you would just use the circle formula, I guess you would say, which is x squared plus y squared equals r squared. R squared is 200 squared, which I had got 40,000. And for B, since it is 120 miles east, and 160 miles north, it would be x would be going, since east is dealing with east and west, east and west, and north is dealing with north and south, you would use minus because on these inside parentheses they do the opposite. And then 235 squared is 55,225. So now that we have those two equations, we can move on to systems of equations. So I went ahead and expanded the second one right here. And then, so I expanded the x minus 120 squared, which I got x squared minus 240x plus 14,400 plus y squared minus 320y plus 25,600 equals 55,225. So I move the whole numbers to the right side along with this, and then I got x squared minus 240x plus y squared minus 320y equals 15,225. Then I'm going to go ahead and use this equation right here and do elimination method for x and y, for x squared and y squared, so then I could solve for x and y. So I multiplied my -1 to eliminate the x squared and the y squared, and so then once I did that, I got negative 240x minus 320y equals negative 24,775. So you could divide everything out by 80, but I decided to take out an 80 to make this simple numbers, which would be negative 80 on the outside, and then 3 plus 4 on the inside. Since these are both negative numbers, this would become positive. Then I divided by 80, then my equation could become a simple 3x plus 4y equals 309.6875. I divided by 3 to solve for x. Then I move the y on the other side right here. So then it became x equals negative 4 thirds y plus 309.6875 over 3, which is just, I didn't want to be too broad in this earlier of this problem, so I try to keep it as exact as possible. So now that I solved for x, I could plug that back into this equation right here, which is x squared. So then I could do negative 4 thirds y plus exact form of, I believe it's 103.229 squared plus y squared equals 40,000. So down here I foiled the problem, where it'd be negative 4 thirds y plus 103.229 times negative 4 thirds y plus 103.229 plus y squared, which equals 40,000. So once foiling it, you would get, for this problem, you would originally get 16 over 9, but you have to account for this y squared here, which is really just another 9 over 9, which would become to be 25 over 9. Then I would combine my like terms of the y, and I would combine my like terms of the y, which would give me to over here on this next page, where I would have 25 over 9 y squared minus 275.2772y plus 10,656.226 equals 40,000. Well, I plan on to put this into quadratic formula, so I made sure to make it equal 0 by subtracting the 40,000 on this right side from x squared plus y squared equals 40,000. Then once I subtracted, I got 25 over 9 y squared minus 275.27725y minus 29,343.773 equals 0. Then I wrote down quadratic formula as a reference, and I got this really long 275.2772 plus or minus square root of 275.2772 squared minus squared minus 4 times 25 over 9 because of the y squared plus 16 over 9 times 29,343.773 all over 2a, which would be 25 over 9, which is really 50 over 9. So I plugged that in the calculator, and I got for minus this, I got, not minus this, minus b from this, it would be negative 64.551, and adding it would become 163.651. So then I just plugged it in the original equation, the most easy one to deal with. You could do it with this one. I just find it a lot easier to deal with x squared plus y squared equals 40,000. Then, so I plugged it in, and then I solved for x squared. So I put this in the calculator, got 4,166.795, move that to the right, x squared equals 35,833.205, square root of that, and x was 189.297, which would look like this. Then, this would be the coordinates, since the y value is already found, and the x value we just solved for. Also, so for this next one, I would do the same thing, which would be y, which I would plug in right here, x squared plus 163.651 squared equals 40,000. Then I would solve, square root the resultant, result of 40,000 minus 26,781.649, which would give me 13,218.3502. Square root that, it becomes 114.971. And these are the coordinates I got for this one. So you may be wondering why I put this negative sign right here. Well, to refer back to the original paper, there is 2 radio stations, one located right here and one located right here. And then I drew this circle a little bit bigger since the radius is bigger in the problem. So we can see that the y value given is negative. So I can just I'll draw an axis pretty shortly, or really fast right here. So I said this was the origin, which is true, so that is going to be the origin point. And now we have 2 values right here. This point that would connect, and this other point that would connect. They would intersect, sorry. So, since we know the y value is already negative for when in quadratic formula, that means that the x value would have to be positive, so that would be this coordinate right here. So we can write 189.297 negative 64.551 is right there. Then, for this next one over here, I can't have 2 positive values. That would just end up in the first quadrant, and there's no way that these two could intersect then. So that means that my x value would have to be negative, but my y value would be positive. So that's why it becomes the x squared would become, well, you know, whenever you square something, it could be plus or minus square root. So when we do that, it would have to be minus. So it would become negative 114.971. Then it would be 163.651. And that's how you would solve it.